Hi everyone, and welcome to the Book Refuge, and welcome to another reading vlog. Dun 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 dun. We are over halfway through November, and I'm not feeling too bad. I've read 6 books so far, which is good. It's just that only 2 of them were what's on my list, but I've complained about that enough. 4 of the books I am currently reading are on my list. I just don't know how many of them I'll finish. So let's get going. So I am slowly still picking through Lord of Chaos. I think I will finish it this month. I have some traveling coming up for Thanksgiving. It's America's Thanksgiving next week. So I'll probably listen to this a lot while I travel. It's my audiobook in the car right now. I'm on page 324 right now. So we're doing okay, but that's only like a third of the way through this. The one I'm planning to hopefully finish today or tomorrow is The Toll. I'm halfway into it. It's really frustrating right now because it's moving really slow. And there's a lot of pieces moving, and you're at that point in the story where you don't really understand what all the missing pieces are. Also, with no spoilers, there's also kind of like a dual timeline thing going on where they had shared with us that it had been 3 years since the end of Thunderhead, and so they're showing us what happened immediately after as well as what's happening now. And that's all I'll say. But I'm enjoying it. I'm at the halfway point right now, and I want to finish this one. Next, I am this far through Voyager. Loving my reread of this. I got through the most painful parts. I'm a little over a third of the way done with this. And I kind of just pick away at this because I can read this one while I'm doing other things because I already know what happens. Taking lots of notes and writing lots of things in this one. I'm kind of reading this one on my own. My friend Joe needed a break after DIA because it was just so much. But I am right on track with my rereads of these, so that's going great. And then the last one, which I haven't started this one yet, but I want to start it this week when I finish The Toll, and that is Cold Falling White, which I have been waiting for ages. This is like one of the first books I read on this channel. I know I read it over a year ago, and it was had been out for a while, and so finally this one came out. This is a apocalyptic book where these aliens are taking over, and these kids are at a summer camp. There's camp counselors and campers when this invasion happens, and she ends up in the first book getting picked up by one of these aliens named, I think they call him Zero, or he has a number. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Zero repeat forever. Maybe it was number 8. I don't know. But either way, I really enjoyed it. It's just been so long since I read it. I probably need to rewatch my review of it or a summary or something. But I love it, and I'm really excited to get into that. So that's what this is. It's Tuesday right now. This is a jam-packed week for me, but I'll still find the time. I'm working from home today, which I'm already behind. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and it really set everything back, and so I need to get done with some of my workly things. Then I have a training session, and then I'm going to Ford v Ferrari tonight with some of my friends. If you don't follow my social media, I'm planning to make like a different announcement video about this soon, as well as a health update, because I haven't done one of those in a while. But I started a podcast with my friend Jonathan, he and I made a video together earlier this year about Marvel, and we started a movie podcast called John and Jen Go to the Movies. You can find it on Apple and SoundCloud right now. We're getting approved by the other podcast distributors right now. Some of them you have to have more episodes out, and some of them it just takes a while for them to approve. But we only have 1 episode up. The next episode, well, there should be 2 up by the time you see this. But anyway, we love talking about movies, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because some of you want me to do more movie and TV content on here. And I mean, I could talk about movies and TV all the time, but I'm also not knowledgeable enough that I feel like I have a ton to add in like a review sense of it. But we really just kind of gush about the movies we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching our favorites and bringing our friends on to share their favorites. So Anyway, that's enough of an update. I will check in with you later this week. Bye. Hey guys. Today is Thursday. And reading is going good. I finished The Toll last night. It was pretty late last night, so I didn't say anything about it, but it was really good. I think I'm gonna end up giving that a 4.5 stars. Wow, it was so clever. Like, that's what I can say, like, without a spoiler, is that, I mean, I never doubted Schusterman because I really like what I've read of his so far. I really loved Dry that I read this summer, and I love the first two in this series. They were both 5 stars. They're both on the top of my list for this year, too. But I just didn't know how this series was going to end and where it was going to go, and I really loved it. I really loved where it went. It feels so good to be done with it, though, that I finally read one of the new releases because I have a couple more to go. So I want to make some progress on Supernova now. I at least want to finish this one this month. I did buy Cold Falling White finally. That was a new release. I don't know if I'll get to that this month. That might be a carryover for next month. Also, I kind of did something weird because I haven't started this series yet, but the hype like got to me, so I picked it up. So I picked up Queen of Nothing just because, you know, whatever. And then I think I'm finally going to start The Cruel Prince. I read the first 3 chapters of this because I had some time after I picked it up, and I just wanted to start it. I'll be honest, like, I'm one of those that I'm kind of a snob about certain series. Just, I know, it's weird. Where, like, I don't like to start it when everyone else is liking something because I'm just a brat like that. But I know that I'm really going to like this trilogy because there's a lot of things about it that I love. Like, from the things I've heard, I know I'll like it. I just also don't like to like things that everyone else likes, even though that's dumb. I love being in fandoms. I'm just weird. But I put it off because the books aren't super long, and I did want, like, the whole trilogy to be out first, and now that it is, that series is going to be on one of my videos that is series I want to read next year, which will be a video that goes up in December, because I'm making a list of videos that will be part of my new TBR challenge that I'm going to do. So I'm going to have these videos that have all of the books that I own that I want to try to read next year. And part of it is going to be a list of, like, all the series that I want to read that are, like, all completed. And there's a lot of those. So I definitely want to get to that. But still making progress with Lord of Chaos. I'm almost at 400 pages of that one. Just kind of plugging along with that. Still kind of, you know, slogging through some parts of it. So, you know. But yeah, just wanted to do an update. Tonight is Friendsgiving at church, so I have to go to that in about an hour. But I'm just going to chill and read. I'm going to try some Renegade. Want to get through some more of Voyager, you know, just all the things. So, yeah, I have some time right now, but then, like, the next 2 days are pretty busy. So we'll see. But, of course, I'll try to make some time to read, right? I always make time for reading. But I'll check back in with you guys soon. Hey guys, it is Sunday and it's time to wrap up the week. So I have some exciting news and some disappointing news, mostly disappointing for myself. My reading plans just, you know, never quite seem to go the way I want, but that's okay. I'm learning to let go. There's this beautiful Kesha song called Learning to Let Go, and that's my jam right now. That's my jam. So let's tell you what happened. I believe I already said I finished The Toll. I ended up giving this 4.5 stars. I'll talk more about this in my wrap-up, which will be out next Monday. So the last Monday of every month, which technically will be the first Monday of December, I guess. I don't do a vlog, and it's also Thanksgiving week here in America, and I'm going to be with my family most of the time, and I will still be reading. I'm always reading, but I just don't want to, like, record clips and stuff like that. So the last week I always wrap up what I'm reading, and then it's in my wrap up. So yeah, I gave this a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I wish I'd spent more times with the characters I wanted to spend time with, but I'm not the writer. I don't get to choose. I really enjoyed it. It was great. I really recommend this trilogy. I had a wonderful time with it. If you'd like to see a wrap up of the entire trilogy, let me know. I know a few other booktubers have done that, and book reviews don't always do the best on your channel. That's just how it goes. But if that's something you really want, let me know, and I would, of course, make it for you. Then I'll talk about these other two real quick. I am halfway through Voyager. It's going really good. I was able to get through like another 100 pages of this week. This is going to be my main priority for the rest of the week. I plan to take out a chunk of this today, and this is really what I want to focus on the last few days of the week or month. I realized today, filming this clip, that it's the 24th of November already, and I'm just not going to get through a few of the other books on my TBR, and so they're getting pushed to December. I'm not really taking on too much new stuff in December. I'm really going to focus on finishing the books I wanted to get done this year, which I'll talk about in my December TBR, which will be up on Thursday. I'm going to film it right after this clip, and then that's where you'll find that out. But I'm loving this. We just got to a part where Jamie's in a little bit of hot water. Oh, James, the decisions you make. But very excited about it. Can't wait. Then I did start Supernova, but I haven't read any more since I last updated you guys. I am on page 72, and this is one of the books that's going to get bumped to December. And the reason is my brain just isn't in the fantasy place right now, and I am so excited for this book. I love Marissa Meyer. This is the last Marissa Meyer book I haven't read, and I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to read this. I don't want to force myself to read it if I'm not in the right mind place, because then I won't enjoy it, and I am not going to ruin this for myself by not being in the right mood. So I probably am going to end up downloading the audiobook because I love Rebecca Soler and I love listening to her read, and so I will probably download the audiobook and make that how I take this in, because I listened to the other two. But my brain's not ready for it yet, and I'm not going to force it, but we're going to try to get through it by the end of the year. And then the book I really wanted to talk about, I gave myself a little bit of a break yesterday, and I wanted to read one of my historical romances. You know I can't deny myself. So I read the second book in the Castles Ever After series, and that is Say Yes to the Marquess by Tessa Dare. Here's the cute little smexy flap to this one. This book hit me in the feels, which Tessa Dare always manages to do. She combines this great amount of humor and fun, and then just gut punches you. And the gut punch with this one hit me really hard because there was some serious fat shaming in this book by our protagonist, our heroine. Her name is Cleo, and her family has fat shamed her for years. So the setup of this book, and the girl ain't fat, okay? The girl Cleo, she has been engaged to the Marquess of Granville since she was 17, and it's been 8 years. He has been out of the country doing diplomatic work, and he's only been home a few times. Their wedding keeps getting pushed, and he's never around. So Cleo is kind of the joke of London, that she landed the biggest catch of her year, but he won't marry her because of reasons. And so Cleo, as a part of the Castles Ever After series, there are these women who their uncle or however he's related to them died and left each of these women a castle. And it's all theirs. They don't, nobody else, they own it. And so Cleo takes this as a chance. She is ready to go to Parliament to have their engagement contract nulled, and she would receive her dowry then instead of, and she wants to start a brewing company, which is adorable. But instead of humiliate the Marquess, she goes to his brother, Rafe, who is he's been in charge of all of the estate information while his brother's been overseas and while their father is dead. And so she goes to him with some papers and asks him to sign them, because if he'll sign them in lieu of his brother, they can amicably end the engagement. And Rafe does not want that to happen because he doesn't want his brother to lose his fiance while he's gone. And also, he really likes Cleo, and he's afraid of her not being engaged to his brother and then him wanting her. Now, Rafe, he is a fighter. He's a brawler. He's a boxer. And he has his own little life he's created with this image. And it becomes very clear that him and Cleo have a thing for each other. But he's trying to woo her for his brother. That's going to go real well, isn't it? So that's the setup of the book. But Cleo, her mother, wanted the Marquess to marry her faster, and while her mother was alive, she would starve Cleo because Cleo didn't fit the perfect image that she had for her daughter. And her sister Daphne, who is her younger sister but is married and like doesn't have a family yet but is married already, her sister continues this teasing and mocking and kind of cruelty to Cleo. And there's a few different situations while they were doing this like wedding prep for the wedding that Cleo doesn't want to happen, where her sister humiliates her and makes fun of her weight. And Cleo doesn't even see this as bad because she's just so conditioned to it that she just lives with it. And Rafe, being the wonderful, wonderful person that he is, doesn't put up with that shit. And it was effing fabulous, guys. So, however, there are trigger warnings in this. If if eating disorders are an issue for you, or starving yourself is something that you struggle with, I just want to, and also to me, that's child abuse. Even though she was like 18, 19 when her mother was doing that, it's still child abuse to me. The way Tessa Dare does a lot of things, and she gets criticism for this, but to me, any time you're bringing in those issues into historical romance is a time when they haven't been in it before. So I commend her for bringing an issue like that in a charming way and having it addressed by the hero and calling it out as bullshit. And I loved it. This book made me weep. I was weeping because I felt for Cleo so badly. The way she's humiliated by her sister, wow. And she's awesome, and she's ready to live her life, and if Rafe wants to come along, she wants that, and if he doesn't, she's going to do it on her own. I loved it. Another 5 out of 5 for Tessa Dare. Must read, in my opinion. So this is everything I read this week. I loved it so much. I put up new videos every Monday, Thursday, and usually Saturdays too. And if you want to watch some more of those, you can do it right now. Have a wonderful day. Bye.